Hi, my name is Maureen. I also go by Mo, and I'm a software engineer who's contributed to early stage startups, large scale platforms, and open source projects. For me, I've always loved the process of creating something from nothing. This could be anything from knitting a sweater to baking a dish or just building software from the ground up. Over the years, I've had a chance to work on a wide variety of projects, from more recently working at a civic tech nonprofit to working at a social media startup. What drives me the most, I would say, is impact. There's just something great about working on meaningful projects. So today I'd like to share a project that I've been working on called Palekunon, which is a language learning flashcard tool where you can practice vocabulary and pronunciation. So Palekuron means speak fluently in Haitian Creole, and as an avid language learner, I wanted to find a way that I can practice more consistently with an app that's easy to use, has structured learning, and I could track my progress. So let's get into the app. So when you get to the app's homepage, you'll find some general information about the app. On the About page, you'll find some more information about how it works, why I built it, and some future iterations that I plan to build out. On the Account page, you'll find some quick stats on your progress, which include the total number of decks, total number of cards, and the reviews that you completed. There's also some account information and a list of all of the decks that you've created. Let's look at the French deck. So when you get to the deck page, you'll see a list of all the cards that you created. You can do a quick translation of all cards in one view. You can also filter the cards by categories. And let's add a new card. So here you would enter the word or phrase in the language that you're learning. I'm going to go with soit. So say for example, I don't know how to pronounce this word. I can click on this button to get AI generated pronunciation. The generation happens pretty quickly, and I can press play to
Soit. Soit.
If, for example, I didn't know what this word means, I can use my Google API to get the translation. And I see the translation is evening, which is correct. This model for the AI pronunciation is trained on 32 languages. So for popular languages like French, the pronunciations have been pretty good for my testing. I could then also enter the phonetic spelling. The spelling here doesn't matter as long as you, as a learner, understands what it means. I can also add the category and some notes. Another feature here is I can record the pronunciation. Soit. So I can play back the pronunciation to see if I like it, or I can delete it. Let's play it back. Soit. Now I'm going to go ahead and create this card. Now we'll see that the card has been created, and we can go into study mode. In study mode, you'll see all of the cards with the information in the language you're learning on one side, and then the language that you already know on the other side. So let's go to the card that we just created. So here we have the word, we have the phonetic spelling, we have the pronunciations that we just recorded, soit, and we also have the AI generated pronunciation. We could flip this card to see its meaning in the language that we do know. If now this smiley faces here are for my implementation of spaced repetition. So spaced repetition allows you to view information more frequently if you don't know it too well, and view information less frequently if you know it pretty well. So in this case, let's say I don't know this card very well. I don't know what soit means. I'm going to click hard. From this point on, I will not see this card until tomorrow. But if I click that, I really know it pretty well. I would see it in a few days. So let's go into the code for this. In adding a review or rating, gathering the rating information, the card information, and the user information. I'm then setting the intervals based on what the user clicked on. In our case, we clicked on hard. which means we'll see it in an interval of 1 day. If I clicked OK, I would see it in 2 days, and if I clicked easy, I would see it again in 3 days. So I'm taking that information and I'm storing it in the card review table. I'm also adding it to the cards table so I know when I'll see that card again. So let's take a look at the tech stack for my app. It's full stack TypeScript, React on the front end, styled components for styling, Font Awesome for icons, and on the back end I'm using Node, Hono, and Supabase for all database interactions. I'm using 11 Labs to get those AI pronunciations, and Google Translate, the Google Translate API to get those translations. So thank you so much for watching my demo. I'd love to connect. Feel free to scan this QR code to my LinkedIn page or check out any of my links on the side here. Thank you again so much.